Hi, my name's Andrea. I'm here from DMD Health and Safety Training Services. Today we're going to talk about EpiPens, and I'm here with Claudia. Claudia, can you tell me a little bit about your background before we get started?
Yes, so I earned my doctorate of pharmacy from the University of Florida in 2003 and worked as a pharmacist for 12 years following that. I'm now currently working as a skincare consultant, but aside from just my professional experience, I also have personal experience with EpiPens because my son is allergic to peanuts. So we have many years of experience with not only using it for training people on it, but also experience with how to get it and how to use it appropriately.
Okay. So what exactly is an EpiPen?
An EpiPen is a delivery device for epinephrine. And epinephrine is a life-saving medication. Also, you'll kind of know it in the layman's terms as adrenaline. So in an anaphylactic type situation where a child or an adult is having a hard time breathing because of an allergic reaction to some type of allergen, whether that be food or it could be medication too, epinephrine is a life-saving medication that needs to be used in that scenario. And an EpiPen is an easy delivery device for that medication.
Okay. Can you tell us more about the financial concerns that we've been hearing about recently in the media?
Absolutely. So a lot of people have been hearing in the media that the prices have gone up, and there has been quite a bit of price gouging on EpiPen. A few competitors have tried to come to market, but they have failed. So they are sort of they kind of have a monopoly on the market right now. Because of that, they have price gouged quite a bit. And so the price has gone up sixfold in the years that Mylan has taken over the brand. So it now costs price-wise about $600 out of pocket. Insurance does cover it for most people. However, the copays can be extremely high, especially if there's deductibles being applied to it. So right now, there really needs to be education on alternatives, cost-wise, and just as a matter of education on how to use it and what the alternatives are and how to use those.
Okay, so is there anything that people can do to help them save money?
Absolutely. So a lot of people don't realize that there is an alternative to EpiPen right now, and it's called Adrenaclick. So just like I mentioned, adrenaline is a layman's term for epinephrine. That's where the name came from. Now that pen doesn't work the exact same way as EpiPen. It requires an additional step. So people need to be retrained on that if they're used to EpiPen. However, it would not take a long time to do that. You just need to commit to that. So, but the physician is going to have to write for Adrenaclick or just generic epinephrine pen. Because if they write for EpiPen, the pharmacist does not have the ability to substitute that.
Okay.
So they'll need to know that and talk to their doctor about writing for the one that they want that would be less expensive. Now, in addition to that cost savings option, EpiPen has a coupon option on their website. So at epipen.com/copay, there is a coupon that can be used through the end of this year to help with some of the costs of the deductible or copay being applied to that prescription. So if you would like to stick with EpiPen, that is an option as well through the end of this year to get that coupon going. A few other options are, there are some Canadian pharmacies that supply it for a lot cheaper, and those are throughout the state and various areas, not necessarily as easy to find as others, that they will have an EpiPen, but a Canadian version that would be a lot cost savings to them. Lastly, for healthcare professionals, the option is to have an actual vial of epinephrine with syringes. Now, that would not be a great option for somebody who is not familiar with how to use syringes and vials, and not good for somebody who isn't good acting under pressure. So if it's your child, you may not feel extremely comfortable battling with a syringe in an anaphylactic type of scenario. But that would be your absolute cheapest option, is to get an actual vial of epinephrine and a syringe and carry that around.
Okay, great. So to wrap up, do you have any other tips that you'd like to share with parents?
Absolutely. So what I would like to finally say is, with regard to epinephrine and EpiPens, make sure when you pick up your prescription that you're looking at the expiration date, because the expiration date is dependent on how long that sat at that pharmacy. So if it has sat there for quite a while, you may have an EpiPen that's maybe 6 months out, and you'll have to buy that again in 6 months. So check it before you leave. Once you leave, they cannot return it. So look at that expiration date. If it's not a year at least, you want to make sure that you ask the pharmacist to order you another one, so you don't waste another copay or deductible amount in 6 months.
Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I had. Thank you so much, Claudia.
Absolutely. I hope that helped everybody, and we'll look forward to the next Ask the Expert series.